What is up, faithful? Welcome to the Niners Sickness Podcast. I apologize for the delay, coming in a bit late. How's everybody doing today? Thank you for waiting patiently. For sure, I have a great guest with me as tonight, as you can see on the screen. I apologize for the format of my show today. I was telling my guest that Mark that my computer, I had to reboot my computer yesterday, so I had to preset all my settings. So bear with me, guys. So we have a great show. We have a great guest right after this.
Roll up to the party, 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 roll up to the party.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get this party started tonight on this Tuesday. A few days before Thursday's game, final preseason game. Niners said that they're going to probably play a lot of the starters, so we'll be talking about that. But before we get started, before I even acknowledge all my viewers, I just want to thank my guest, Mark, from Always Faithful, 24/7 Faithful, for joining me tonight. Mark, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you, man. God bless you. Let's have fun, man. Let's talk about our Niners, man.
Let's talk. So real quick, how do my viewers get to find you and your YouTube so they can start following you, brother?
Thank you for asking that. You can find me at Twitter at Mark_Faithful87 to follow me and also to befriend me. And along with that, you can also be updated with our show every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, because I'm on the East Coast. I'm in my location is in New Jersey.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Your microphone went really bad. Your mic.
My microphone.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It is it's squealing.
I don't know why. Can you hear me, bro?
You want to go back out and come right back in and see if that fixes it?
Because I'm looking at it, the volume showing that it's going up and down. It looks like it's going on my part, but I can come.
Hold on, real quick, my friend.
Sure, no problem.
Everyone in the chat, do me a favor. Maybe it's just my side. Before we have him go out and come back in, is everybody listening to him okay, or does Mark sound a little different than I do? How's the quality of audio from Mark? Can you guys let us know in the comments? Is it good? Is it staticky? Am I the one that needs to see a psychiatrist? What is going on? David, you can hear both. Oh my goodness. All right. So yeah, let me have you come back in. I have to reset my thing. So he sounds okay. Oh, yeah, it's on my side then. Yeah. Whoa.
That's why I was saying, bro. Like,
oh, I know why. Hold on.
Yeah, do your thing, bro.
No, that's not it. That wouldn't be it. Yeah. Come back and see if that fixes it. I am sorry. All right, guys. I apologize. Like I said, my computer, I had some issues with my computer and I had to reboot my PC, not my PC, but my Apple. I had to reboot it and reset it. Oh, it's on. Hold on, guys.
How we doing, bro?
Hold on. Yeah, you sound better. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no problem.
Mark, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, perfect.
Cool.
All right. I apologize. Yeah, it was rebooting a computer and having everything hooked up again, bro. It's just a
Mhm.
pain in the butt. So everyone watching, again, my apologies for that. Mark, you were wonderful. You're doing fine. It was on my side. My apologies, brother. But we're good
No
to
worries.
go. So go ahead and let them know. Well, no, they heard you because they were listening to you clearly. But so let me ask
No
you something.
problem.
How long have you been doing your show, and how long you been a faithful?
Okay, so let me um let me answer the last question that you asked. The reason why you see 87, Faithful 87, I've been a Jerry Rice fan first
Ah,
in 1997. And my father was always a 49er fan, you know, and my mom was a Giant fan. So it was kind of like it was like a split in our household. So I was always watched Jerry Rice. So my father was always like, listen, son, you're going to be a 49er fan. So pretty much really because of Jerry Rice and my father, I became a 49er fan in 87. So around 87, I was like 9 going on 10 years old in 87. In regards to our show, Always Faithful 24/7, this was an idea that I had last year because I jumped on Twitter last year in August, and my intention was to start the show this year. And I'm going to fast forward because it's a long story. I'm going to fast forward to the point that me and my family, which is my crew, that we are called the Faithful Huddle. We started our show on March 16th. So honestly, to be honest with you, to our faithful viewers that are listening and watching, I wasn't inspired by a content creator. I was inspired to um, start start a show. I was inspired by my mother. You know, I
okay.
was I was watching. Shout out to Rombo Sports. I've been watching him. Nothing but Niners. Shout out to Mike and Ken. Excuse me, Nick
Nick.
and Tony. Shout out to them. But those two were the first content creators I was watching. However, I never thought of doing my own thing. It was my mother that motivated me to, start my own show because I enjoy talking about the 49ers. You know, um, with that said, first and foremost, I'm not an analyst, and I don't do it for, this is me just speaking. I don't do it for no money. I just do it because I love the 49ers. I love the Niner Empire. I like a peaceful and respectful conversation regarding the 49ers. And I respect everybody's, views regarding our great organization, which is the 49ers. And I respect people's views regarding players. So, yeah, no doubt.
I like that. Well, we definitely have that. We definitely have that in common. That um, I don't do this. I don't do this also for the money. I'm able to. If people want to give me money and through the chats and the super chats, I can activate it and have that available. But for me, it's more of a hobby. I enjoy talking. I'm retired. I enjoy talking football. I love my 49ers, and I'm like you, man. I just enjoy talking 49er football with everybody. I have a great following of friends. My podcast is not too informative. What I mean by that is, a lot of the content creators out there, which I love them all. I follow them all. I've been watching Mike, Nick, and Tony for a long time as well. Rambo in the past, and a lot of the content creators out there. Uh, and I've been inspired by them as well. And I know they do it for, some of them do it for finances, which is great. I do it more for just entertaining myself and my viewers. Kind of like you go to the barber shop, you put your feet up, you get a haircut, and you just sit there and just talk it up. That's how my podcast is. It's not where I provide you like who's coming in, who's leaving, who just got cut, or who's getting signed. Other content creators do that, and God bless them for providing that information.
Yeah.
My podcast is just like, come on here, bro, and just put your feet up. Like my topic says, Get your favorite beverage and put your feet up and just enjoy the podcast. And it's all about just hanging out and talking. So when you said that, I'm with you. I'm with you. I don't do it for the money. By the grace of God, I don't need the finances in a sense for that. You know what I mean? And so I've been disabled, retired. I don't know if you know this, but I suffered an accident that left me paralyzed from my waist down. Uh,
Man,
yeah, for over 10 years. I was supposed to be paralyzed for the rest of my life. Doctor told me my spine is disconnected. Real quick, everybody knows this, and my viewers. Um, I was told I'll never walk again, and for 10 years I couldn't move anything. But God
that,
spoke. God spoke to me one day, and I am a firm believer in my heavenly Father. And he spoke to me and he told me to get up one day. This is after 10 years of not walking, no
wow.
therapy, no. They say when you don't walk for 6 months, you got to relearn how to walk. Well,
Yeah.
10 years went by. 10 years went by, and 150 pounds went on top of it of when I before, because I was like 190 when I went down, and I gained a lot of weight because of the non-mobility, depression, things that I went through. And he told me to get up, bro, and I got up, started walking, and never stopped walking since.
Yeah.
Uh,
God. You know,
so God, God's. I just share that with everybody, all my viewers, because God is powerful, and I love to give Him the honor and glory. But and that's what He did for me. So I'm retired, so I do this for the fun of it. I do this for the enjoyment of it, Mark. And I love talking 49ers, and the 49ers this year is giving us enough content to talk about. They're looking
yes.
good.
Yes.
So
Yes.
what excites you? Let me ask you, what excites you the most this year of the rookies coming in? Which rookie have you been keeping your eye on? You're like, man, this kid, if he just continues to work and with his ethics and keeps grinding, he can be special. In your opinion?
In my opinion, there's the obvious, but I'm gonna go left with it.
Okay.
Um, what I'm very impressed with, I'm very impressed with Spencer Burford. Very impressed with him as a rookie. I believe even a couple of weeks ago, before we've been really hearing and reading great things of his training camp, mini camp, and training camp. I'm very impressed with his development and what he's been able to prove on the field at practice, and also these two previous games at right guard. Um, Reason why, because I was I've always been concerned with offensive line. We all know, as a non empire, the offensive line has always been our concern. Not a major setback, but they've been a concern. So that right side, and in particular right guard, I was happy to see Spencer Burford blossom at that position. Being that Brunskill is my guy. I like Brunskill. He has his moments. When he has triumph days, and he also has those kind of days where he kind of like falls short. But it happens to the Niner Empire when it comes to the offensive line. You can't win every play. You know, every battle on the offensive line. You're not going to get a Trent Williams on every position on that offensive line. So to answer to your question, I'm impressed with Spencer Burford. I believe he's going to be our starting right guard, along with McGlinchey at right tackle. Yes, McGlinchey, he's going to be out for like a week or two. However, things happen. It's an irritation what they're reporting regarding Mike McGlinchey. However, he seems to be confident in himself. So with that said, we should be confident in him also, and that's just my humble opinion. And as the Niner Empire, we're like, prove it. And that's understood. So that right side regarding Burford and McGlinchey, I think they're gonna do well. You know, I think we gotta just be patient and be confident that they're gonna do well. You follow what I'm saying?
Got
And
you.
because we have to also understand we're so used to a certain scheme when Jimmy G was under center, and being that we got Trey Lance, we have a high ceiling now that's under center, and that's going to be also in that shotgun. So on that right side, it's going to be a tremendous observation regarding that right side. You know, however, I think they're gonna do well. I think they're gonna do well, in my humble opinion.
Yeah, I'm excited about what they're coming out with as well. You know what, I just noticed. I was wondering, like, man, not to be self-conceited here, but I get a lot of viewers, and I don't. For some reason, I forgot to log into YouTube. So all my YouTube peeps, forgive me. But yeah, I'm excited about that as well, Mark. I think that offensive line is definitely a concern, that a legitimate concern, because we know we have the best left tackle in the NFL and the big silverback Trent
Yeah.
Williams. But now there were been some changes at the left guard. We're moving Aaron Banks there. Now that Tomlinson's gone to the Jets in free agency, and then not Khalil Mack, but Mack retired at center. So now we're moving Jake Brundle there, and see how he does. And then at the right side, we have Spencer Burford, which he's been doing great there, but at the end of the day, he's still a rookie. And rookies are going to make rookie mistakes at pivotal spots of the game, especially when they're facing an Aaron Donald, or they're facing a Khalil Mack, or they're facing a Chandler Jones type of defender. So we're going to hope that he does well. And then at the right tackle is a Mike McClinchy. Is he going to be able to sustain a whole season with that knee? Is he not going to be able to do it? Are we going to have to depend on McKivitz? Do we want McKivitz to be the one running the show? And so that's a concern, especially since we're starting a new quarterback. Can we keep him upright? Can we protect him? Can we allow him to do what he needs to do in year one? And that is definitely a concern. Hopefully they can figure it out. But the fact that they're playing musical chairs right now this late in the game with their offense, it is a concern, because I know the Bears are not that good. I know the Bears are, you know, missing a lot of players, and they lost, but they're still a professional football team. And if you go into Chicago thinking, well, they're just the Bears, it should be an easy win, they can surprise you. So if that offensive line can't protect, even good pass rush or not that good pass rushers can penetrate. So do you think the running game, Mark? Do you think the running game, for what you've seen so far, can help out that offensive line, or do you think the lack of offensive linemen can hurt the running backs, in your opinion?
In my opinion, I think um, the running back core, whoever we keep, will help the offensive line. With that said, because of communication, because we understand this is only preseason.
Yep.
We ain't here yet. It's a different attitude, and it's a different preparation for a game that matters. Yes, preseason games matter as far as being um observation and fulfilling your assignments on the field. But it's a different ball game when the season starts. You follow what I'm saying?
Yep.
When you're in that locker room with your brothers and you come out on that field with your brothers, that you're on that battlefield, and it's time to put up or shut up. And I believe that like I said before, I think our offensive line would do well. We have a great leader within Trent Williams. He's gonna, yes, Jake Brendel. I believe and always kind of like believe this regarding Brendel or Brunskill. I was kind of like leaning towards Brunskill as far as being a center, but I had to think back of last season, remembering that Trey Lance and Jake Brendel, they developed that chemistry during training camp of last year. So I kind of like watched the signs of the chemistry, just like Trey Lance and BA Brandon Ayuk. When you start seeing players build a chemistry, it's a great thing. So with that said, to answer your question, honestly, I really think the running back core and the offensive line will gel because they gotta gel. They got to. You follow what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
they again, as long as they play well and fulfill their assignments, they will be fine. I believe they will be fine. In my humble opinion, I believe they will be fine. You know, what you think, bro?
Um. Well, I know when it comes to Trey Sermon, I'm a little. I know he's a third round pick, and I'm a little concerned with Trey Sermon. He seems not to just hit the hole. He wants to kind of zig right, left, and um, this kid Jordan Mason, the undrafted free agent, has been showing me and a lot of us that he has more of a downhill runner, and
Yeah.
it seems like the Niners really, really hit running backs in the later rounds or undrafted free agents. The third round picks for these running backs have not hit. TDP is still early. Even Trey Sermon is still early to tell. But based on what I've seen, I'm not really encouraged by him. I'm hoping that they can figure him out and how to utilize him properly. But I am very fired up about Jordan Mason. I am fired up about um, Jeff Wilson Jr. He looks thinner. He looks stronger. So hopefully, it's going to be tough to see who gets cut. What one thing I do know, Mark, is that Kyle doesn't like to cut high draft picks.
Exactly.
Jalen Hurd sat on the roster for 3 years without actually even playing a freaking down, but because he was a third round pick, they waited 3 years before they cut him. Um, I'm afraid that Kyle's going to make the mistake of keeping Trey Sermon over Jordan Mason, the undrafted kid, and hoping that we can bring him on the practice squad. But people like the Seattle Seahawks and other teams out there, man, they're watching. Same thing with Poe, Jason Poe, this
Yeah.
kid undrafted. I think he's been outdoing Aaron Banks at left guard, in my opinion. But
That's what I've been reading. That's what I've been reading, bro.
yeah,
Pardon me.
but no, it's okay. But because he's an undrafted player, and Banks is a second round choice, you know who's getting cut. And it's like, man, and I'm not in Kyle's shoes. I've never been in Kyle's shoes or John Lynch, so I'm not going to pretend to know everything. I'm speaking as a fan. But I want to keep the best 53-man roster. I don't care where you got drafted. I don't care if you were drafted in the first round, second round, third round. If you're showing that you can play and you can make a difference on this team, I want you on the 53-man roster. I don't care where you get drafted at. What's your thoughts on that? You think the Niners should keep the best 53 on there, or should they go with the higher picks over the ones that are not so high?
Okay, I would say this. I believe that they will keep the best 53 on a roster. I just don't think regarding Trey Sermon, I don't think they're gonna release him.
Okay.
You mentioned because he's a third rounder. That's one. But two, think about the 49ers standard, right? They're huge on versatility. Trey Sermon, you have him as a running back. Last Saturday, they use him as a slot receiver and they use him as an outsider receiver.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? So with that said, and they got him listed as 6 feet tall.
Mm.
He's He's 6 feet tall. Jeff Wilson Jr. is 6 feet tall, and Debo Samuels is 6 feet tall, as listed. Now, you correct me if I'm wrong, and Anana Empire, please correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't seen Jeff Wilson Jr. play in a slot or play as a wide receiver as they had Trey Sermon last Saturday. You follow what I'm saying?
Well,
So
yeah.
being Right. So being at the 49ers, they're huge on versatility regarding the offense and also the defense. Because you mentioned earlier about musical chairs. My humble opinion, I think there's been musical chairs being used regarding the offense and defense.
Mm.
Because if we pay attention to D'Amico Ryans, he always mentioned regarding players on the defense that he wants to see players get developed regarding different positions. So to go back to your question regarding Trey Sermon, I don't think they're gonna release him. I don't think they're gonna release him. I was telling our faithful huddle at our show, I don't think they're gonna release him. And to go back, being that this is in my mind, to go back, what you were saying that he wasn't hitting those holes, those lanes. Sometimes, and I'm not just saying Trey Lance, sometimes you may have a running back that might dance in the backfield because they see that the lane hasn't opened yet. You feel what I'm saying? It's different for a player that's on the field than a fan like you and I watching the game.
Correct.
You feel what I'm saying? But I guess for some faithful viewers like us, we want him to hit that hole regardless. Don't wait. You understand? And I guess, in my humble opinion, being that this is his second year, I think that he's still adapting to the speed of the NFL, even though
Okay.
he should know. But I think he's still adapting, and we gotta understand his body frame has adjusted, you know, to a predict to a situation where he was asked to change his body, structure regarding how they want to use him. Keep in mind, it was using him as a running back, a slot receiver last Saturday, and a wide receiver, which was good. He caught I think one or two passes last Saturday, you know. But my humble opinion regarding Trey Sermon, I don't think they're gonna let him go. The only two players that I'm concerned about is Hasty and Jordan Mason. Because when I was watching that Green Bay game, I was like, yo, when are they gonna put in Jordan Mason? And bro, as soon as I said it, because they ain't bring him in until late fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Like, yo, when they gonna bring in Jordan Mason? And so when they brought him in, that first game regarding the Packers, I was like, okay, there we go. And I was seeing a resemblance of Jeff Wilson Jr., how he's tough going in the middle. You feel what I'm saying? And he fights for them extra yards. So in my humble opinion, I'm just more concerned about Hasty and Jordan Mason, because before the preseason started, in my mind, I was like, yo, Hasty is gone. Because I've been hearing so much regarding Jordan Mason,
Mm-hmm.
his speed and his toughness. I like, yo, Hasty is gone. But when I seen Hasty perform the way he performed
Yeah.
against the Packers, I was like, yo, how did you cut this
He's
guy?
making it difficult. Yeah.
Right, right, because he's another player that gives you versatility.
Yes.
Regarding the offense, he's a pretty decent running back. He's good out the backfield, catching a short pass, and
Yep.
also they use him as a punt returner or a kick
Mm-hmm.
returner on special teams. So we have another player that shows versatility as a offensive weapon. You feel what I'm saying? So it's difficult because they know what he can do. You feel what I'm saying? So but I mean that's my position regarding those two, Hasty and Jordan Mason. And I would say this regarding Jordan Mason. This is just me. I want, not need. I want to see one more good game out of him this Saturday to show me like, you know what, he got it. He may have it, but him and Hasty, I don't know. I think I think I think the position is up between those two, in my humble opinion, because I don't think Trey Sermon is going anywhere. I know we want more from him, but to the to the Niner Empire, I don't think Trey Sermon is going anywhere.
I agree, and I love your analogy. I love your explanation of the running backs between Hasty and Mason. I love it. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Giving that insight to the viewers and myself. And you're right. Just when you think that Hasty might get cut based on what we have on the roster, Hasty's like, not so fast, buddy. Let me show you what I can do. Let me show you what I bring to the table. What do I bring to this team? And he does make it hard. So it's going to be a tough decision based on Sermon. Obviously won't get cut. I mean, if he does, that'll be a shocker to all of us. But based on the history of Kyle Shanahan with the high draft picks, it's just hard to believe he'll be one of those on the chopping block. So it's going to be between Mason, Hasty, and maybe Jeff Wilson Jr. because of his age. So they may go with all the young kids, and hopefully that nobody picks up Wilson, and they can bring him back to the practice squad because he might be the only one, and maybe Hasty might slip in there, but I don't want to take a chance with him either. But I know Jordan Mason will not fly by under the radar anymore. People are watching him, and so they got to make the right decision there. But whatever they do, Mark, I know they're going to do what's best for the team. And Kyle knows how important running backs are. Look what we did last year. They drop like flies sometimes. So the Niners may keep an extra running back that we didn't do last year. That's a possibility. Maybe they'll just go with 5 receivers instead of 6 and pick up that extra running back because last year we went with 6.
Right.
And we have solid 5 right now, right, in receivers. We have transition over now to receivers. We have Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk. We have Juwan Jennings. We have Ray McLeod and Danny Gray. Those are the 5 that I think will make it for sure. Although Mr. Juwan Jennings needs to step it up, bro, because those drop balls are killing us. He needs to pick that up. But I think those now, Malik Turner is kind of like knocking on the wall saying, hey, don't forget about me, guys. I'm right. He's been impressive. The way he punched that ball out on special teams against the Vikings to get that turnover was essential, in my opinion. So he's fighting. He wants to make that 6-man roster if they go with 6. In order for Malik Turner to make it, they have to go with 6 receivers. I just don't see him beating any of the 5 that I mentioned. And Juwan Jennings, even though he's a 7th-round pick, he's more familiar with that offense than Malik. So we'll see what happens there. Let me ask you, do you think Malik makes it on the roster if they only go with 5 receivers?
Good question. I would say this. I would say that I think they should keep Malik Turner.
Okay.
Because he's another wide receiver that brings versatility on with the special teams. And with that said, we can keep 6 wide receivers and only have three tight ends. We really don't need 4 tight ends.
True.
So we can, because I'm telling you, we're gonna listen. I trust Kyle Shanahan. Being that you asked me that question, I think and hope Malik Turner will be that 6 wide receiver, and I would like for them to keep 3 tight ends. Keep Kittle. I like Dwelly. He got good hands, and between Warner and Croft, I'm hearing that Croft is a better blocker than Warner because Warner was a better blocker than Dwelly. It's just that Dwelly hands was much better. You follow what I'm saying? So it can be it could be a toss up, in my humble opinion, regarding Warner and Croft, because
Oh, okay.
one of them can land in the practice squad. So I think we can keep 6 wide receivers and have 3 tight ends to to make that work, in my humble opinion.
That's a good point. And I would have mentioned earlier um, that Tanner Hudson would have been in the mix, but we found out that he was cut
Yeah,
today, released.
yeah,
So, and I don't know about you, but that kind of shocked me a little bit because he's been playing good, but I mean that missed ball was crucial when he dropped that ball for that first down.
yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I wasn't shocked, bro.
Really?
I wasn't. No, I'm
Please
honestly I was not.
share that with me. Why you weren't shocked? I would love to know.
Well, like I was saying earlier, I'm sold on Dwelly.
Okay.
I don't have the numbers, but I know Dwelly has a great reception percentage.
Okay.
He rarely drops a pass. It's just that he needs to be better as a blocker. I think that's why either I think 2020 he's been more in the weight room, putting more muscle on his body. Regarding Warner, he was always a better blocker. In my humble opinion, if we paid attention, like during running plays, you would see Warner out there blocking.
Okay.
And my opinion regarding Warner and Croft, it's better to pick one out of two from them because they both are great blockers, and that will relieve George Kittle from being out there all the time blocking. Because my humble opinion regarding last season, I don't know if you remember, the Niner Empire, some or many was like saying why Kyle wasn't giving George Kittle the ball. And in my humble opinion, I think George Kittle was playing hurt, not injured. I think he was playing hurt. I think that's the reason why they was giving him the ball, and I think that's why he was doing a lot of blocking. So being that with this season, I think they got their guy regarding Warner or Croft regarding the scheme of being on the offensive line blocking for our
Okay.
running back. My humble opinion. So
So
I really think they should keep 3 tight ends, in my humble opinion. I mean, I would.
instead of keeping four, keep three, and then use that additional spot for Malik
Malik Turner,
Turner at 6.
no doubt. Because honestly, I liked before they let Keyshawn go, I liked Keyshawn and Malik.
Okay.
But I knew by reading articles, I knew that they really like Malik because his versatility.
Okay.
Again, this team is their standard is versatility and development. They hang their hats on versatility and development. Like me and you and the Niner Empire, we may look at a player like, oh, he shouldn't play that position.
Hmm.
But we gotta understand, like when they look at tape, when they scout these players, they look at versatility, what they've done previously, like at college. You follow what I'm saying? So with that said, I'm like, yo, they know something that we don't know. You follow? So again, like I was saying before, they hang their hats on versatility and development at that position. And just a quick example, like Diamador Lenore, right? Last year, they play him at corner. My humble opinion, I always thought he was better at nickel because he was more physical to me. You feel what I'm
Okay.
saying? And at that position, and he said it earlier at the presser, it's fun at that position. That's why I love Shark there representing Jersey. Shark, he had fun at that position. And being that you got Womack and you got Lennar there, and you got Knight, fighting for that position. Always said that Lenore was the best, like one of the best fit at that time last year at nickel. So I'm just using that as an example because Damondon Lenore, he was mentioned that he liked that position better. However, when the coaches see potential in you regarding your versatility, they're like, yo, try this. And they would develop you at that position. Even though that's not your true advantage, but they want to see you develop. You follow what I'm saying? Because if they need you there, they're gonna ask you to fill in. And as a player, as a what's the word I'm looking for someone that likes to battle, why wouldn't you take that position for your brothers on the field with you? You feel what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man, it's all about versatility and development regarding our players, and they do a great job regarding recruiting players and bringing players, to our great organization, man, because we don't see everything that they study and see.
Correct.
So that's my humble opinion, bro.
No, that makes sense. I know a lot of Niner fans. They like to base their opinion based on watching the film or watching the game on TV, and you can't do that, or you shouldn't. You should watch the all 22 to get a better idea how these players are really actually doing on the field of play, because a lot of times things happen so fast in a regular game that you can miss something. Like someone can look like they're playing bad, and then you go back and look at the film and you're like, wait a minute. Oh, you know what? This guy actually didn't play so bad. He actually did pretty good. And you're able to see it better on all 22 than watch it on a Sunday afternoon. And going to Demo, you're right. He's more suited for that slot corner than he is on the outside. He got burned. He can't play on the outside, but to me, like with Emory Thomas is more suited for the outside. He likes the outside. He just needs to work on keeping an eye on the ball and the player and looking back. But DeMeco Ryans disguises his corners very well, and I like the way he disguises his corners and the way he plays his defense. I mean, look what we did last year with the crap that we had. I mean, we had freaking what's his name come off the freaking couch and grab onto everybody. I'm trying to think of his name.
What, Denard?
Yeah. No, is it Denard? Is the guy
was
that
it Denard at release?
The one that used to play with the Panthers. He was a corner. Mr. Grabber. He used to grab it. He grabs everybody. I can't think of his name.
I think I know who you're talking.
We only had him for a few games. We didn't keep him. He's long gone. I'm pretty sure that the comments will bring it up. The guys in the comments, but anyway, he was Josh Norman.
Yeah, Norman.
Oh my God, Josh Norman. And if you said that, I apologize. I didn't hear it. But Josh Norman, he was terrible. They brought him in. They brought all these, and still DeMeco Ryans was able to capitalize on their strength. And now imagine you got Charvarius Ward, which I think he's so underrated. He's a very good, he's a lock corner. He locks onto the player. He doesn't give you a lot of space, and he's on you. And I love that about him. And Emmanuel Mosley, I mean, the guy just came back to practice from being hurt and intercepted Trey twice yesterday's practice. So he's there. And now you have Jimmy Ward. I know we're concerned about his injury. Somebody had asked earlier, are we really concerned about the length? I don't know what the length is on Jimmy Ward, but you don't want to rush him back. I do like the pickup that we did, picking up the kid, Gibson, safety, which is a veteran. He brings the veterans to that locker room while Jimmy rehabs that injury. But Charvarius Ward is a great player. Emmanuel Mosley, and then you have Emory Thomas that's developing, is starting to show that he belongs in the NFL. And having these two corners will allow Emory Thomas to develop even better, because in my opinion, Mark, Emory Thomas is Emmanuel Mosley's replacement, because Emmanuel Mosley after this year, he's gonna want the bag, and I don't think the Niners will be able to afford to give him the bag. especially with a Nick Bosa and another player. So hopefully Avery Thomas takes his spot, but that's down the line. But he's developing. And then Ademo, people give him a lot of crap because he started good, but then he kind of fizzled out. But I'm like, he's a rookie. Rookies are going to make these mistakes. But look what he's doing this year. He's learned what he learned last year. He's been looking great in camp. And the most beautiful thing about it is these guys don't have to start. They don't have to start. They can continue to develop. And I don't know about you, but I love what they did with Jason Verrett. They went ahead and put him in the PUP, which with NFL rules state that he won't be able to come back until after the fourth game, which is fine. We'll be fine with Charvarius Ward and Emmanuel Mosley if injuries don't occur. He'll be ready to go. I think we have a great secondary, and we haven't even talked about the front seven. We know how good the front. Arguably, I can say that we have the best trio of linebackers in the NFL right now. I agree. Even better than Tampa. Tampa's like right behind us. And that front seven with Nick Bosa, contract year, this is the healthiest he's ever been offseason wise. He's coming in healthy. Javon Kinlaw looked pretty good against Minnesota, given I understand it's the thirds and the fourths, but he still looked good. I'm very confident in what Eric Armstead can do. And then on the opposite side of Bosa, you're going to get a rotational of pass rushers starting with Sampson, Charlo Minihue, Kerry Hyder. You got Drake Jackson. This kid, oh my God, has he impressed me as a rookie? This kid is going to develop into a great pass rusher sooner rather than later for us. And I know I'm missing one. Kamiko Toure. Tomoko Toure, yeah. And then we picked up. So this rotation of fresh legs, Mark, on that side, opposite of Nick Bosa, is amazing. So I don't know about you. Let me ask you, do you think this defense can be a top 3 by the end of the year?
Absolutely. Absolutely. For the past 3 years, we've been in top 3 or top 5. Absolutely.
5, yeah.
Listen, I would say this. On paper, of course, our season hasn't started yet, but on paper, I think we can be and will be better than 2019. In my humble,
I like it.
Real talk. I mean, you mentioned earlier, you got Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead. Now he's back in the interior. We have a healthier and stronger and thinner Kinlaw. Let's focus on what Kinlaw has said. He was hurt for a long time. Yes, Kyle Shanahan said he was hurt since 2020 against the Cowgirls. But you know what I think? This is my opinion. I think Kinlaw was hurt longer than that.
I agree.
But I digress. Now, Ebicom, listen, I'm rooting for my guy Ebicom. I think he was a great pickup last year to our Niner empire. Listen, I think his first 5 games, there was a disappointment regarding Ebicom. But we got to remember, when he was with the Lambs, he wasn't playing. He wasn't playing with his hands in the dirt. They had him playing stand up like a linebacker.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And he said it, bro. He said it. He said when he was with the Lambs, they was taught how to read the offense. With Chris Eric, he was taught by Chris Eric, just go after the quarterback.
Yep.
You see the difference? You feel what I'm saying?
Yep. Pin your ears back and go.
Exactly. So with Ebicom, now keep in mind now, Ebicom is playing a new scheme to the point just go after the quarterback. And he's playing with his hand in the dirt. Right? Now, keep this in mind too. you know how we was big on D Ford and we wanted him to overcome his obstacles? And me bringing that up is to say this. Ebicom is faster than D Ford at the edge. You feel what I'm saying? So look at our front four. You got Bosa and Ebicom on the ends. And you got Kinlaw and Armstead in the interior. Look at the height that's in the middle. Listen, bro, I guarantee you, God willing, this season, Kinlaw is going to occupy two offensive linemen blocking him. So what
Yep.
that mean? That's going to leave Bosa or Ebicom open to have a field day in that backfield, pressuring, hurrying up, and sacking the quarterback. You follow what I'm saying? And,
Yep.
and bro, and that's just Bosa and Ebicom. Now, when they rotate and bring Aminu in and bring in Teray in, oh my God, bro.
Yep.
Yo, man. That young brother, Teray ain't no joke, bro.
Yeah,
And
I
I
like
was
him.
wondering why that first game against the Packers, why they kept him in so long. And I read that they needed him. I forgot what reason why they needed him to be out there much longer. But yo, man, the way Kimoko is built, he remind me of Bowman and Willis. His physique, you would think he's a linebacker. And bro, he's another one with speed. Matter of fact, him and Burks.
Yep.
Yo, bro, let me tell you, man. our defense is gonna be a problem.
Preach it, bro. I
Not
love it.
not just the names that I mentioned, it's the depth, the rotation depth. And I didn't even mention Drake Jackson, but I'm about to mention him now.
Come on now.
Yo, I
I'm
don't
getting
know.
goosebumps, bro.
Yo, bro, let me tell you, I don't know if you heard Chris Kasarik mention when they studied Drake Jackson, they watched him play in the interior. So Chris Kasarik was saying they see potential in Drake Jackson in the interior. So what did that tell you? If he sees that, and you know how Chris Kasarik works, bro.
Come on, bro.
He always say he loves to give the offense different looks.
Yes.
Yo, can you imagine Bosa,
Ooh. Come
Jackson,
on.
and Armstead and Ebicom? Yo, man. Oh man. I could say a lot more, man. I don't want to say too much. But I'm just pinpointing something to look forward to. We're gonna see something different, guys.
Yep.
To you and to the Niner Empire, we're gonna see something. We're gonna see something different, and we're gonna see something extraordinary regarding our defensive starters and our defensive depth.
You fired me up, bro. I'm excited about what you said about that offense in front. And the names that you mentioned are going to be great under Chris Kasarik. But with all that excitement and all that firepower, we didn't even mention Greenlaw, Aziz, and Fred Warner to that mix to make that front seven him and run the way it runs. D'Amico Ryans is going to be able to do things that he hasn't been able to do last year with this defense. This defense is going to, and this is great for, people don't realize this is great for Trey Lance. If Trey Lance makes a mistake, he will be confident within himself, say, you know what? I don't want to turn the ball over, but if I do, I know my defense has my back. I know my defense will get me back the ball and will not allow my mistake to cost us. And when that builds confidence in your young quarterback, and so now this kid's not going to be afraid to let it rip because he knows that if there's a mistake, his defense will get it back to him. I just want to welcome people that are coming in. Rick Diaz, welcome to the show. Mariah Faithful Lee, welcome. David Villa in the house, welcome. Robert Davis, Everybody, Chris, well, everybody's been in the chit chat. Playboy Loco, Ty Austin. I love that name. There's another one. His name. He's not in here today, but his name is Tech Village Tech Idiot, which is the names cracked me up. If Tommy Husley's in here, if I didn't mention your name, my apologies. But walk on. We got our guest, Mark from Always 24/7 Faithful tonight, preaching about that defense, getting me fired up, goosebumps, and he's speaking truth, man. There's nothing that he's saying that is not truth about this defense. This defense is going to be great, and this offense is going to step up. I think this offense is going to be better than what people think it will be, and those Rams or Lambs, as you like to say, better not sleep on these 49ers, because these Niners are not the Niners from last year. We had to kind of sit there and deal with Jimmy G, and we're not going to get deep into that dude, but we have transitioned and we have moved over to Trey, and I think Trey definitely brings that element of taking us further than we ever have gone with Jimmy. So I am fired up, Mark. If everything goes accordingly, there's no injuries, how good do you think this team can be overall based on the schedule this year?
All right. Great question, man. And if I may, I'm going to do it in stages, bro.
Okay.
Regarding our division, I think and believe we're going to be 5-1.
Okay.
And with that 5-1 record, I believe we're going to sweep the Sea Chickens.
I love it.
And surprisingly, to the Niner Empire, if you believe me or not, I believe we're going to sweep the Lambs before we go on our bye week. And I think we're going to split 1-1 with the Cardinals, because I think that last game against the Cardinals, I don't think we're going to need that last game. I think that last game against the Cardinals, I think we're going to rest our starters to prepare for our bye week and for the playoffs, in my humble opinion. So that's the 5-1 record regarding our division. Regarding our my projection for the season record, my prediction is 13-4.
13-4. Okay, I like it.
No doubt.
Definitely doable. Well, Mark, we have come close to that 1 hour mark, and I love doing that 1 hour. I like to be very curious to my my guest and not keep them longer than I need to. I know it's I think you're 3 hours ahead of me.
Yes, sir.
So it's late for you, my friend. I definitely want to bring you back. I know my viewers would love to have you back. Everyone, go give my friend a follow. Always 24/7 Faithful on YouTube. Follow him on all his platforms. I'm going to let you go ahead and mention it again, brother, because we got a lot of viewers that came in late. And we have a lot of people watching right now. So go ahead. Where can they find you once again?
Yeah, shout out to the Niner Empire. Stay faithful, everyone. Again, you can find me at Twitter. My name is Mark_Faithful87. Our show is Always Faithful 24/7 show. I'm a part of the Faithful Huddle. It's me, of course, Mark, our First Lady, Niners Jess. Also, my brother Jizzle, he's out there in the West Coast. My brother Troy, we call him 49 because he's 49 years old, so we call him 49, representing the 49ers.
Okay.
My uncle Keith, he represents he's located in South Florida. My brother from the Midwest, Prez, we outside, represent my brother, Prez. And also another brother named P Warrior. He has he's down with the Faithful Huddle. He has a show called Faithful Boys. Please check them out. He has a show with his younger brother. So with that said, first and foremost, God bless you, bro. I appreciate your invitation. I appreciate your friendship, man. Listen, man, keep evolving, bro. I've been watching your content for a good while, man. And not only that you're entertaining, you're educating as well.
Appreciate
And
that.
I like the balance. I like to entertain and also educate. You follow what I'm saying? So I want to say to you, man, God bless you. And I would definitely take you up on that offer on the next invitation, bro. I appreciate you, man.
I appreciate you, brother. You've been a wonderful guest. Everybody enjoyed you, enjoy your input tonight. Well, faithful, it's been another podcast of the Niner Sickness podcast. You guys been amazing. I like to say this podcast is nothing without you, the viewer. So I want to first and foremost thank each and every one of you that took time out of your schedule to tune in to watch this program. You are amazing, man. Give yourself a high five because you're awesome. May God bless and enrich each and every one of you on your daily lives. Tune in into the next Niner Sickness podcast. Make sure you're subscribed and that notification bell is lit up so that you know when I go live, because I do a lot of unscheduled lives. So go ahead and do that. I appreciate everybody. Until then, don't go anywhere, Mark. I'll see you in a minute. God bless everyone, and we'll see you on the next podcast. Good night.